following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
And I'm ready to go crazy because the Celtics are going all the way.
Hey, Nick, go handle our light work.
Bowl games matter.
I would like a cold cut sandwich.
Atta boy,
You can call him Eamon Owens because he ain't got no D and he ain't got no J.
James Madison.
Turn your body cams off. Do what you do.
Hey, everybody, what is going on? It is Tuesday night. That means it is time for another edition of Craft Brewed Sports. I am Mike. With me, as always, is Scott. Scott, how you feeling tonight, man?
I'm good, sir. I'm good. It's just before Thanksgiving. I work all damn week because I'm not good enough to have it off, but I'm still excited. Still excited. How are you?
I'm here. I made it. I was a little nervous there driving back from wrestling practice with the little man and like, I got a show to do. We got to hustle. Like, you gotta get out of my way. Bombed in here, turned on the lights, was like, all right, fellas, let's go. So I got to get my bearings. We'll be all right.
No, most importantly, though, no free pizza.
No free pizza. I know Tyson tried to say late, and he is wrong as usual. Also, Tyson with a picture of
Himself
him as Superman and him as Wonder Woman? Question mark. That's a choice. That's a choice.
I can't wait till the machines rise up.
See, but I was going to say, Scott, this is exactly why they won't, because we're going to have people like Tyson training this AI with dumb shit like that. And so it's going to get itself all confused. You know what I mean? They'll start to rise up and then they'll end up just like cloning Tyson a bunch of times and they'll implode on themselves. I'm good. I'm doing good, though.
Much better intro this week, Mookie, than last week. I'm proud of you. You stepped your game up this time around, bud.
Hey, you know, you got to keep shooting your shot and eventually go in.
All right, there you go. Fair enough.
The less you say, the less you fuck up.
You could still do it. Matt Barr saying good evening. Scott saying what it do, fam. That sounds funny coming from Scott. And Sarah, happy early birthday. She said it's her last show in her 30s. Let's make it a show. And you know what, Sarah? We will make it a show. Lots of football to talk about tonight. We had some premature field stormings. We have what I believe the villain origin story of Curt Cignetti happened this weekend. So we could talk about that. We got to talk about the Shamrock Series uniforms. Scott, you need to be a deciding factor in this, a deciding vote. Mookie and I cannot taint the jury pool, but we need an impartial figure to come in and decide whether or not these uniforms are actually fire or not fire. Easy. Plus, we're going to talk Bronny to the big three, potentially. Late addition to the lineup. But that's going to be interesting to see.
And this bracket, because I can't wait to get into this bracket this week. It's going to be a disaster.
It likely will.
Everyone lost. It's going to be a friggin' mess.
How confused are you going to be, Mookie, by the bracket when we reveal it a little bit later on?
So I'm feeling optimistic because I read an article today upon whence I learned you could actually have two non-Power 5 conferences get those first round buys. Because it just says the top 4 conference champions.
Yes, but not Notre Dame.
So it could be an AAC and a Sun Belt, whatever the fuck.
Good. For sure.
It's crazy, man. A lot of chaos.
There is a lot of chaos. It will never happen.
And they said the games wouldn't matter.
It will never happen, but I love your optimism, Mook. I love you sitting here thinking that maybe the Big 12 will get shut out in favor of the AAC and the Sun Belt. You sweet, naive little prince.
Sick burn.
I was pretty proud of that one. Before we get into all that, though, let's talk about these beers that we were drinking tonight. We're rating them on Caesar scale, dog or no dog. Scott, what is in your mug tonight? Rate it dog or no dog.
Well, for all you haters who think that stout season ever stops, it does not. But tonight, stout season is in full effect with Great Lakes Cookie Exchange Milk Stout, which I just discovered that they do this. I mean, I know that they've done it every year. But Mike and I had talked about it. Maybe it was on the show, maybe it wasn't. I don't remember. But didn't realize that they switched up the type of cookie. And this year, the cookie is peanut butter. And I gotta say, this shit is so doggish. So doggish. The General Milk Stout, perfectly fine the past few years. Nothing to write home about, just a very smooth stout. Oh, this peanut butter takes it all the way, Mitch. All the way.
I'm so jealous of you right now. I'm
so
jealous. Those Great Lakes cookie exchanges I have not found one that I didn't like. And when we found out this one with peanut butter, I was like, that's going to crush. And I need
Yes.
I'm so jealous that you found that one.
And I hope that they don't rotate it at all. I hope that next year they're just like, peanut butter's good. Which is we found a winning formula. Like, it's been winning before, but this is it. It's just peanut butter cookies. That's what we exchange here at Great Lakes.
God, I love peanut butter cookies. Mookie, what are you drinking tonight? Dog or no dog?
Oh, this is an absolute dog. First of all, the brewery is a dog because it's called Menagerie Beer. That's just awesome. It's called Heat Waves, though, and it's a lager that's got a nice bit of malt and then like a crisp apple finish on the back end, which, dude, super crushable. Loving on it. Absolute dog.
You said it's a lager?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, crispy lager.
Crispy lager.
Crispy lager with an apple finish at the end. Like, it's very interesting.
All right. I'm kind of shocked by that one.
I know. I was surprised too when I saw it. I saw lager. I was like, well, fuck.
It sounds good though.
But yeah, it's
I'm all the way in just off the description.
Right.
I don't know if I've ever had a beer that has an apple finish to it before. That's where I'm getting stuck. I'm like, would I like that, or would that be too much like an Angry Orchard? You know,
see, I think it's because it's got the malt start, and there is no sugar. Like, there's no sugary whatever to fuck it up. Like, yeah, I have no idea where I got this beer either. So I guess I just have to enjoy this one while it lasts for the next 2 minutes.
All right. Well, guys, we are getting destroyed in the comments because apparently the comment section is going ham on Thanksgiving week. So Matt Barr is drinking Caliente GBS and 11.5% ABV. By the way, GBS stands for gingerbread stout. So a Caliente gingerbread stout. Bourbon barrel gingerbread stout with ancho chilies and honey. It's officially stout season. He says it is a dog. We go from that to Scott drinking a Wooden Mayhem 22 barrel-aged stout, special release by Rock Cut Brewing.
No ABV.
No ABV listed, guys. That's
when you know you're in trouble and a great time.
Yeah, that is gonna hurt in the morning. Those are those wines. No ABV listed. He said it's a dog. It's hanging with Herschel Walker in the rafters. And then
Which Herschel Walker, though? Like the one that played football, or the one that has been out on the political scene the last couple of years? Because fuck that one.
I like that you're like, I miss the old Herschel.
Yeah, I do. I miss the old Herschel that shut up and ran the ball. Just tote the rock, Herschel.
Hold on. You deserve it for that one. Where is it? Where's it at?
Trying to move shit.
That's on me. I'm still slow. I still need a half hour to get ready for the show, and I'm not there yet. So the description, Scott says it's a Russian Imperial Stout. It's aged 16 months in bourbon barrels. Molasses, light roast coffee, chocolate, toffee, raisins, dried dark cherries, vanilla, oak, and whiskey, plums, dates, and figs. There's a lot of weird ands in that description, but I got through. I powered through.
I mean, like,
amazing.
I just love that they're like, look, we're gonna put this shit in there for 16 months. Put it all in. Throw everything. What else you got? Like, what are you missing here? But wow.
That sounds fantastic.
I'm kind of jealous.
Sarah is drinking Victory Brewing Merry Monkey, a 10% ABV Belgian-style ale with cranberry, orange peel, cinnamon, and nutmeg. All the flavors, hardcore.
Yeah,
that sounds fantastic.
It really does.
That sounds holiday-y too.
It does. It fits
things. Doesn't it like give off mad like Christmas vibes? It gives off like really strong Thanksgiving week vibes.
I am proud of the comment section. These beers are all amazing.
not messing around. On
Well, except for
Thanksgiving
Tyson being a
comment
disappointment like
section.
usual.
Yeah, Tyson said, I got nothing. I'm running the 5K turkey trot on Thursday.
It's Tuesday, you dummy.
Yeah, you got plenty of time to recover, Tyson. I don't know why you can't drink on Tuesday if you're running a turkey trot on Thursday. And it's a 5K. You don't even really have to train.
I mean,
for that.
right?
You
Like,
just
come
have to,
on.
like,
I could
roll out of bed and do it.
Tyson, I will roll out of bed and run a 5K Thursday morning with you. Deal?
Prove it. Oh, well, now we got to do it.
I was
I'll
gonna
do it.
say we've been
I'll do it.
here. Time to get the camera crew ready.
Look, I don't even need. I'll give you I'll map it in my Apple Watch as proof. I'll get it done.
No. I want you in an actual turkey trot. Like, I need you in a
Oh, see, no,
race
but like then I gotta like fill out a form. I've got to be somewhere by a time.
exactly.
Like,
That's part of it. That's part of the punishment. It's not
Oh,
you get
God.
to just roll out of bed whenever
Why am I
you
being
want.
punished?
And
I'm
go do a
gonna beat
5K. No,
Tyson.
you got to wake up at 4:00 in the morning. Get there at
Ew.
5.
I want you to show up with your big earn comb over too. Like that you got to make sure you bring that to the party.
Damn, Tyson saying is almost 50.
So
Good for you.
So that point
It's
still
also
stands.
yeah.
This week, Scott, I am drinking Cookie Exchange Milk Stout.
Oh yeah! You sandbagging son of a bitch.
Well played you. Oh my God, is this good?
It's so good.
I waited to take the first taste until I got on the air. Oh my God, this is just a Reese's peanut butter cup. That's all this is.
Yes.
Boozy
Oh.
Reese's peanut butter cup.
And it's 5.5 too, so I mean, you can get through quite a few of these before you realize what you've done.
So, but wait a minute. So, does it taste like a cookie? Is there any cookie aspect to it though,
No.
or does it just taste like a
It
Reese's
tastes
cup?
like a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Yeah, it's just a
I feel
liquefied
like you're
peanut butter.
missing out though that you're not getting some kind of cookie.
No,
No.
this is delicious. This is everything that I wanted this to be. Chocolate, peanut butter, chocolate. That's it. There is nothing else needed in this one. Oh my God. Scott, you weren't lying. This is
Isn't it though? Like this is the first time in a while, excluding the single purchase, sours and whatnot that I was rolling through, where I'm like, yo, I'm gonna have to pick up another 6 of this for just myself because this is too good. The 3 that are left in the fridge ain't gonna cut it.
I have been trying to cut back on my boozing, so I've been like taking it easy a little bit more often.
I have to.
This is going to break my rule. This is absolutely I'm going to buy another one, and I'm going to drink all 6 in a night because it's that.
It's that easy.
This
Hey,
is fantastic.
If you start in the afternoon, you don't have to feel bad about that, man. 6 beers over 12 hours is totally cool.
You don't have to feel bad about it until you throw up in the Uber.
Ooh, and Sarah just sent us her bottle art in the chat. The monkey with the beer, the snifter beer. I like it. I like it a lot. That's some good stuff.
I haven't seen that one yet. I can't get to Facebook just yet. All right, let us know in the comments what you guys are drinking, whether or not it is a dog. We are going to start this show off talking some football. Oh, I just saw it. That's fantastic.
And then though,
That monkey's all fancy and shit too. Look at
fancy as hell.
Never seen a monkey in a bow tie like that. Just from a snifter, like.
I feel like I need to step it up.
Bow ties next week. Should we go bow ties next week?
Hell yes. Hell yes, we should.
Bow ties.
It's like he's bow ties and a vest. It's like he's just rocking a vest and a bow tie. I am in for that look.
But no shirt underneath?
No shirt
Nope.
underneath.
Nope, just bow ties and a
Bow
vest.
tie. It's
We're
like
doing-
Chippendale style.
I was just gonna say, you stole it right out. I was like, we're doing a Chippendale episode.
All right,
guess
just let me know for real so I can shave my chest.
Yeah, no, totally. We're gonna do this. It's gonna be vest, bow tie, no shirt underneath. All right. So shave your chest, do what you got to do, but come prepared for next week.
I look forward to this. I don't know if we can live up to this.
I need to get a-
Chimpanzee? Is it a
I need to get
chimpanzee
a
or
bow
orangutan?
tie. I don't have a bow tie, I don't think.
Goodwill, man. Just go holler there, because
Oh, I mean, I'm not worried about getting one. I
We're-
just
we're not
realized
gonna-
that's like as I was thinking about it, I was like, I have a vest, but I don't think I have a bow tie.
wait, what? Fuck, where'd this fucking thing go? I can't find it anymore now.
I don't.
The
I don't
can
care.
art.
This is good podcasting right here.
This is great. This is very professional.
Guys, two different fan bases stormed the field this weekend early. Premature field storming in two different games this weekend. So first it happened in Arizona State versus BYU. That one is a little bit forgivable because clocks went to 0, fans rushed the field, take down the goalpost. Little did they realize the call was being reviewed and they put 1 second back on the clock. So then everybody had to get off the field. They're all crowded around the sidelines while BYU ran one Hail Mary that they almost caught, which would have been amazing to see. But that would have been awesome. Everybody rushed the field again. But then in the Oklahoma game, Oklahoma beats Alabama. The fans rushed the field with 28 seconds to go in the game. Like, it wasn't even close to being over, and the fans are piling on the field. Guys, listen. Might be getting old, but I think it's time we stop with the field rush.
Yeah.
Didn't even get the timing down right.
Yeah.
Field rush, fellas. Like, this is out of control. Two different instances in the same weekend. I can't get behind this, college kids. Like, you got to do better.
It's jumped the shark. And I was all with Lane a couple weeks ago when it happened in the Ole Miss game, and he's sitting there on the sidelines mouthing, what the fuck is going on? Like, you can't run out on the field with 30 seconds left in the game. Who's leading the charge? Like, who was the first asshole who's like, I'm going now? And everybody else is just like, oh shit, they're going, we're going. Like, what happened there? Come on, man. 30 seconds, that's a long time. Like, the 1 second, all right, you can forgive that in the review, but
well, it said 0. Like, I don't fault them at all for that one.
That's right. That one I'm giving you, but I can't do 30 seconds. Like, I don't know what happened there. And these kids, what are they teaching them in college if they don't know that you can't rush until the end of the game?
Actually, I take that back. I looked it up. Why were they rushing the field for a win against 14th ranked BYU? Big deal. Act like you've been there, man.
I mean, come on, man. Arizona State has had an amazing season. Like, Arizona State's season this year, from where they were picked, what Herm Edwards left that program in to where they are now, that's amazing. That's absolutely worthy of a field rush, especially, like, spoiling BYU's playoff chances.
It was already spoiled. Like,
no, it wasn't. It wasn't. They're 14th. They're 14th, and they were primed to still play in the Big 12 championship game. Like, they could have still gotten in.
Lost, then they would have been eliminated. Like, they were out. They're already out.
I love that you're just jumping to the fact that BYU would have lost in the Big 12 championship, and then they would have been eliminated. So you're saying you shouldn't rush the field because BYU may have lost in the Big 12.
I mean, if that's how you want to twist it, my point is just like BYU ain't that good. Not impressed.
I mean, that's fine, but Arizona State is not that good either. Like, this was a big win for Arizona State.
I know, that's what I mean. Like, you're Arizona State. You got a lot better things to be doing with your time. You were the #1 party school. Like, come on, why are you wasting time tearing down field goal posts when you could be who knows what these kids do these days?
That's the oldest fucking thing you've ever said, man. Who knows what these kids do?
Well, I was going to say, like, be pulling down keg stands, and I was like, that sounds like yeah, I'm
Robert Taylor said it's kind of a gray area.
A bit of a gray area. I just love that they're finding these schools so much money, and it clearly doesn't matter. Like, no one's doing anything to stop it. So to me, maybe go the other way and just say, hey, yeah, everyone just rush the field. Let's just do it. Like, why not? You all get one free pass a year to do it. Just pick the game you do it on right.
Ooh, that's a good plan, Mookie. I'm shocked. Mookie has a great idea. So everybody gets one game
just the right amount
that they get to designate as their field rush game, but they have to name it before the game happens. You don't get to just like rush the field and then it's done for the year. You have to say before the year, if Notre Dame beats this team, we're rushing the field, and that's the one that's Mike. And then there's so much pressure on that game because if you lose, you don't get to rush the field. Oh, and then
that's what I'm saying. But even let him do it week to week, right? You'd be like, you get one, you've got to call your shot the week of the game. So
See, I'm fuck that. If you make me call it ahead of time, I'm rushing the field no matter what. Oh, looks like we got blown out by 30. I'm just running out to the field.
But see,
this was the one we designated.
Fuck it.
See, the kids get to say they had the experience, right? They'd be like, "Man, remember that one year where we lost but still rushed the field because it was our one free pass? Oh yeah, that was a good time, you know." Stu really bit it trying to get out of the stands, coming down those steps. Like, this has legs, guys. Who do we need to talk to get this in front of some league commissioners, huh?
I am actually now really I do want to see somebody rush the field after a loss where it's just like the players are all sad and heartbroken because their season is ruined and they're not making the playoffs and fans are just running all around them, jumping up and down, cheering.
Yes.
I'm on board with this one now. I think they rushed the field at Cal this weekend too, if I'm not mistaken. I think it might have been Cal because I saw a video where some kid tried to steal a helmet and tried to run away, and then the equipment manager tackled him and ripped the helmet away from him and then pushed him back down on the ground. And I'm like, all right,
nice.
It's too far. We can't be stealing. I'll let you storm the field, all right? But you can't be stealing equipment off the bench when you go down onto the field.
Right. Who would do that? What kid in their 18 to 22-year-old age range would think to go on the field and steal something, right?
You know what? It's true. Who would steal something if they rush the field? Who would do that? Who would steal? Who would go on
camera off me, son of a bitch? Motherfucker! Hold on a second. God damn it! I don't pay for things, but oh well. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, you know what? That's probably a good idea.
But Scott would steal something.
Well,
like, I this anyway. Someone just take this with me right here. They ain't even notice.
Well, the best part is me thinking through. I'm like, wait a minute. Why is he? Oh, nah, never mind. Never mind. Yep, well played. Yep, camera work amazing. We're good.
This isn't a card.
Got a couple of free hams this weekend. they were on special. The old bottom of the
card.
I didn't even mean to click it. I was just hovering and I laughed and my finger hit the button. So, hey, fuck it.
Hold on. This wasn't a race thing. This is the cheap thing. It's totally I'm not saying I would do that.
Whoa. I take exception to the cheap part. It's more of an economic thing. Like, you know, I can't afford to spend money on some of these things, so I just don't.
Hold on. Did you say you got a couple of free hams this week because of the bottom of the cart?
They were on special, dog. The bottom of the cart special. Self-checkout never fails.
Dude, all right, so you say that. Now, here's the difference between me and you, because we went through the self-checkout the other day, and we just had like a couple of things, but I put something in the bag, and one of my kids was leaning on the bag thing, so it messed up the weight. And then at the end of everything, the girl had to come over and verify, and video showed us scanning everything in. And I was like, this is why I can't pull a Scott, because I would be the one that they would flag and be like, wait a second, sir, let's check the tapes. And then there's me with 4 hams stuffed underneath the cart, and I'm screwed. Next thing you know, I'm arrested in front of my kids.
Let's talk after the show. I've found ways around the cameras too. We're good. I can talk you through this, my man. It's you just there's ways. If you have a will, there's a way.
And I'll be honest, I might be the newest dad amongst us, but I feel like it's obvious. Step 1 is leave the kids at home.
Oh yeah. No, grocery shopping with the kids is a surefire way. I've had the kids in there, and there's Dad, I didn't forget shit. Why don't you go over there with your candy bar that I didn't want to pay for, but now I am because it's cheaper than paying for whatever else that is going to not scan, you son of a bitch.
And Mike gets mad at me when I try to talk about tax fraud. What is this double standard bullshit? I swear to God.
Oh, man. All right, let's see, because there's some rushing the field comments. Matt
I
Barr said I rushed
yeah.
the field once in college. It's a great experience. I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that it's a great experience, but these kids got to get good. That's the problem. They're not good at rushing the field. How have we fallen as a society to where we're not even good at rushing the field anymore? You can't rush the field with 28 seconds left on the clock. It's inexcusable. It's incomprehensible. This is terrible on Oklahoma's part, and they should not be allowed to rush the field ever again because of that. The fine should be doubled for coming out there with 28 seconds to go. Tyson said, Mookie, you should just blame it on the co-eds. That's
obviously, like that's what you're gonna do, and that's why I was laughing because I didn't rush the field, but I rushed the court in down at US Bank Arena when Xavier won the A10 title that year. What was it, like 05, I think? It's kind of underwhelming. Now, maybe it's because we were rushing a basketball court in a shitty arena, but you get down there and you're like, okay, like, but now
what do I do?
Right. Like, now we're all just here. Like, all right, well, the players left. The trophy left. Actually, that's not true. I actually got to touch the trophy before the ceremony because of the way we came down. So I put a nice greasy handprint on it for him. Didn't steal it, though. But, yeah, it's
That's what I always feel like. I feel like the kids who rush the field and the first ones down there that are like around the players and like getting high fives and stuff like that, those are the ones that they're having a good time. The ones that are last onto the field that are just like, all right, I'm on the field.
Just kind of looking around.
How do I get out of here now? I don't. Which way do we go? This way? All right. See you guys. Have fun over there with all the players and good time. Sarah said she rushed the field at the big house and
that would be sweet.
Tunnel. That was worth it. I'd give it that. That would be pretty cool.
So because like I'd been at look, not to shit talk Nippert, but like I've been on the field at Nippert, which anyone can, but I've been on the field at the big house, and that place is huge. Like I can only imagine what it'd be like to be down there on like a game day where there's people all around because it's like 100,000 people. Like, also, congratulations on not getting trampled because it feels like one of those ones where there's just those cheap old seats where everyone's like crushing down. But I feel like that would be dope. Nippert, meh. US Bank Arena, mid.
Is there a field that you would want to rush? Like you're the first one on the field. You're the seal breaker. You're the one that gets through. What's the field that you're rushing, and what's the experience? Scott, I'll go to you first.
I mean, Sarah put it. I think the big house. I think that would be one of the ones that I would definitely want to hit up as like any of those like kind of hallowed stadiums. I mean, I wouldn't even mind rushing to Notre Dame just to say I did it. Like fuck. Like it wouldn't need to be anything super special.
Mookie,
you're gonna hate me, but the World Cup final. I mean, that'd be sick.
Nobody rushes the field in the world.
Oh hell yeah! People streak on those fields all the time. Or
yeah, people streak.
Well, no, it's not streaking if you have your clothes on. Like there's people that just run across fully clothed too.
But that's not the same as rushing the field.
You didn't specify rush with friends. You just said rush the field.
Okay.
The field is very clear what that is.
Yeah.
The field. That is not. Hey, I'm gonna run across the pitch in the middle of this play and stop the game. That's totally different, Mook.
That's
that thing. Leave it to Mookie to take it off the rail.
I mean,
what we deal with here, man.
Yeah.
Bless it.
Wild card, bitches! Yeah!
Matt Barr said,
29 minutes.
Matt Barr said there was a girl that lost a shoe and wanted to go back to find it, and her boyfriend looked at her and yelled, "Leave it, woman."
Yes. Perfect response to that.
Oh, man. All right. So I think we're all in agreement. Oklahoma no longer allowed to rush the field because of their premature celebration. Arizona State, do we give them a pass? What are we doing with field rushing? Final, like, is it okay still? I like Mookie's plan. Words I never thought I'd say. That every team gets one a year, one per season, as the thing. Is that the consensus here, boys?
Yeah, I think that should be. It should definitely be limited. Like, there's no reason you should rush the field multiple times. I don't give a shit who you're beating, but you definitely can only do it once, and you should absolutely make sure that there's no time left on the clock. God damn it! Pretty simple there.
All right, I want to talk the Curt Cignetti villain origin story that we witnessed this weekend. So Indiana has had a Cinderella season. They've been in the playoff talks, and then they travel to Columbus and run into Ohio State, and Ohio State just whoops that ass. Like, it was domination. But I mean, maybe the first like first half of the first quarter, Indiana was hanging tight. And then after that, it was very clear that they didn't belong on the same field. It got so bad, fellas, that with 30 seconds to go in the game, Ohio State was going in to score, and they lined up in victory formation, and then the quarterback booted around and scored a touchdown instead of taking a knee, which is
disrespectful as fuck.
I did not see that shit. That's awesome.
30 seconds to go. They
Damn.
ran it in, and Ryan Day was celebrating and going crazy. And afterwards, they asked him about it, and he was like, "We need style points. We got to have style points," which you don't because you're in the Big Ten and you win the Big Ten championship. You're getting the #1 overall seed. But whatever, Ryan.
Well,
sure.
and your Ohio State and the committee's in your back pocket anyway.
Right.
Like they're not worried about style points. You could win every game by 1 point, and they're gonna still put you in the Final Four.
Yeah, you're pretty much set.
Like, just admit it, Ryan Day. It was a dick move, but you felt like doing it.
Oh, he just needs some padding for when he loses to Michigan this weekend.
I don't.
Maybe that's what he was preparing for.
Look, I'm just saying, like, Michigan's had his number, so just watch. He'll screw it up again this year and lose to him again for a third year in a row, even though they're dog trash. Ohio State will still get the national championship, dog trash, yeah.
Dog trash.
Dog shit.
Dog water.
Whatever.
Trash.
Poo pie.
All right, so that wasn't it, though, with Curt Cignetti, fellas. And I know Matt Barr, very anti-Curt Cignetti after he left James Madison to go to Indiana. But when he did that, they were asking him about how he was going to recruit at Indiana, and he basically said that he tells recruits, "I win. Google me." Like, that was his sales pitch to recruits coming into Indiana. And he does. He's won everywhere he's gone, and he's done really well at Indiana so far. This is where the villain origin story starts to take place. So not only does Cignetti have to sit there and watch Ohio State act like they're going to go into a kneel down and then go in and score, but then afterwards, Ohio State put this on the video board where it says, "Extra, extra, Buckeyes win. Google it," which is a clear, petty comment regarding Cignetti's previous recruiting style. Guys, this seems like the type of guy you don't want to do this to. Like, he turned Indiana into a decent football program in a single year. Do you really want to give this man the villain story that next year when he comes back to play Ohio State, he's got all of this sitting in the back of his mind? Because this seems like the kind of guy you don't want to piss off. Mookie, you're shaking your head no.
Look, I was born in Bloomington, so I claim Hoosier heritage when it's convenient. It's still IU, man. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, you're Ohio State. What do you give a shit, right? Like, this will be a flash in the pan. He'll probably have 2-3 good seasons. Maybe he beats Ohio State 1 out of 3 tries, and then he gets poached to go to a better school than Indiana. Like, you ain't worried about Curt Cignetti. Who's that? Google him? Why I gotta Google him? I know who Ryan Day is, even if he sucks.
Here's the thing, though, Mook. I'm not saying just if he stays at Indiana. This is the type of thing that I feel like this man will
you mean like he's gonna
goes.
come after them, like when he goes to Oregon,
right. When he goes wherever, like when he's in the SEC,
okay.
And then they meet up in the playoffs next year, and he's got that extra motivation. Scott, would you do this? Would you troll a man? Thank you. That is the correct, emphatic head shake no that I'm looking for on this.
I wasn't even thinking of it in terms of him leaving the school, but you're absolutely right. He's going to use this forever and always, no matter where he's at. But I wouldn't even want it if I was Indiana, because I get it. You know, Indiana's not a football powerhouse and everything, but he clearly knows what he's doing. And just the idea that he's going to take extra incentive to make sure that now, you know, it's an instant rivalry. Like, you know, I'm sure he wasn't necessarily. I'm sure he was gunning for Ohio State because it's Big Ten, and you know you want to beat the top Michigan and Ohio State. But now he's got all the motivation, and I would not want that smoke. I'd have just left it. Like, there's no real reason. I actually am excited that they did do it because I can't wait for when Cignetti is at a really big powerhouse school and he hangs like $1 billion on him. It'd be like, and then the post-game press conference you get to hear, you know, people don't forget.
Google it.
Like, yeah, that whole fucking that extra touchdown was cute, except for when payback comes. Like, I don't want to be there for that. So good luck, Ohio State. I mean, I hope it was worth it in the moment.
So do you think that grad student is still working that job?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
At Ohio State, yeah, no, he's
So
definitely.
they're down with it.
They didn't think, they don't have forward thinking on this one. They didn't think 3 steps ahead. They're like, oh yeah, that's right. We pwned him. Yeah, fuck him.
We pwned him.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm refreshing Blue Sky right now, just trying to get the college football playoff rankings. They're being revealed right now, so we won't go to Wiseguys just yet to confuse Mookie.
So you're telling me Blue Sky doesn't have the latest updates, huh?
I mean, they're revealing them as we speak. I don't know what
okay.
you're talking about. They're only at number 12 so far.
Like I was gonna say, Blue Sky doesn't control the reveal.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know about Blue Sky. I don't know what this is. I mean, I just hear some people be saying that it's a thing. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm just not sure.
We're on it, dude. Like the show has an account on there.
Oh, cool. I'll go.
Even I have an account on it. Damn, come on, dude. Where you been?
Scott has an account, Mookie. You are behind Scott in regards of like in something technical. That's
what the hell, dude.
Problem.
Oh, damn. Fine. All right. Let me just Google this real quick.
There's nothing Google. I mean, it's literally just a non-shitty version of Twitter.
That's what I keep hearing from people.
A less MAGA version of Twitter. That's like all it is. It's like the same format. I was scrolling through it earlier. I was just like, yeah, this is.
I mean, I don't go on Twitter either, so like I did. Like that's where I'm just kind of like, I got ESPN, Yahoo Sports. I'm good.
I wonder why the show doesn't grow. It's like because we got guys on here that are like, "What's a Blue Sky? What is this? I've heard people talk about this. I don't go on Twitter either. I don't do social media. I got ESPN. Is it on ESPN? Nope. I don't see it. Fuck, man. We're stuck on 267 subscribers. We can't break past that because 2/3 of the show is like, well, fucking social media. I don't know. I can't do that.
Hey, Scotty threw you in there too. How you feel about that?
Scott knows. He knows he doesn't.
Oh yeah. I mean, I used to be heavy. Yeah, I used to be heavy into it. I created the account, tweeted one or Blue Skied once, and that's where we're at. Like,
is that what it's called?
No, it's called.
Yeah, I don't know what it hasn't been verbed yet.
It's skeeting. That's what you skeet.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah. Okay. I was gonna say I skied maybe. Like, yeah, I skied once.
They tried to be like, no, it's just post. It's like, no. It's skeet. You skeeted. And then there's all kinds of people that are like, you don't know what you're saying. And other people are like, we know exactly what we're saying. That's why we're saying that. It's skeeted. I skeeted.
I like this.
Skeet.
I think we just found another clip to put in the show opening.
Right.
Just me yelling, I skeeted.
Is it Blue Sky one word? Like if I'm saving it or talking about it in conversation, is the S capitalized? This is so much to learn.
Is it capital?
Can we not do this during the show? Can we not do this
you want to pretend more
on air? Like,
don't show your age right now, dog. Just don't.
I'm making you sit in this, Mook. I'm making you sit there and feel that uncomfortableness.
Look, I'm fine because I can hear my son screaming from across the house, and I'm not on call right now, so like life's good.
Thank you, Joe. Joe said I just became number 268. Appreciate you, Joe, because Mookie and Scott aren't doing shit to spread the word on this show. All right, listen.
Oh, I mean, I try. It's just not on Blue Sky or Twitter.
Or
it's on Facebook.
Hey, my handle's free.
All right, listen, there is a former social media platform before all of this, before MySpace, before Twitter, before all of this. You know how we talked sports, fellas? Message boards. That's how it got done. We would go on message boards and you would talk shit about the opponent. Then you would join your opponent's message board that week and you would talk shit about them. And it was awesome. It was great. And I miss that time. And you know what?
I do miss message boarding.
You know what I found out this week, Scott? Message boards still exist. There are still people out here hopping on message boards.
Yeah, they do, but I can't. Whenever I stumble upon one, I'm like, wow, there's people like actively engaged in this. This seems like the Stone Age to be on message boards. I'm like, the chat room wasn't available. We had to go here. All right, like in 2024 is what you're doing. You type something real angrily on a message board and then come back hours later to see if you got any replies. There's no notifications on the message board.
There's no app. There's no message board.
Yeah, there's nothing.
You have to go to a browser to type your message. Do you realize how passionate you have to be about your team to open a browser, type in a website, and then talk shit? Like, that is dedication to your team. Like, you're not just pulling up an app and typing in 240 characters and hitting send. There is dedication. You have to log in. You have to do that every single time. But listen, some of us are way more committed than others, because this story was shared with me by Joe Hall. Apparently, there's a Texas message board that's part of the On3 network. It's like Texas Inside, I think is what it's called. Texas Inside is the message board. Somebody on that message board asked, as we get into Texas versus Texas A&M, what are you doing to make sure that Texas beats Texas A&M? Let's just pause for a second. I'm going to reread the headline because I slightly butchered it. It is, what are you doing to deliver Texas a win over Texas A&M? That's the headline.
By Hank Hill.
That's the post.
That's clearly who posted that, is Hank Hill. Like, no doubt. Guarantee. That guy's lawn is immaculate. Whoever posted that.
There are fans, fellas, that are way bigger fans than we'll ever be. Because not only was this on a message board, but this was the message that somebody left on this message board.
In response.
This guy said, Texas is 6-0 on days where I've masturbated so far this season, and 4-2 dating back to the beginning of the 2022 season. I plan to masturbate every day this week.
Now that's some team dedication. I like that. I being a baseball fan, though, I don't think I can swing that. 162 games, like I'm an Iron Man, but that's a lot. That's a lot of dedication. I also like not to bleed, so
bro. Oh my goodness. They made oh my what? There's so many options. So many options.
What, when you're masturbating? Yeah, there are. That's the problem. There's just too many options.
I meant more so that you're not bleeding. Like,
What? I mean, just the general amount of times in a 162 game season that you got to do to make sure that you're covered. I feel like there'll be some blood no matter what precautions you take. Like, you're just not going to avoid it. There's blood, there's dry skin, there's chafing. Like,
please don't rain out this game. I can't handle a day night doubleheader tomorrow.
I was gonna say, like, see, it's the double header would be the tough ones, but I still
just out here spitting dust
to be able to pull that off. But not intended. Hey, it doesn't matter what you're shooting; you just got to shoot. You got to shoot your shot, man. Right?
Yeah, but it always feels off when you're just like, oh, there's nothing. Maybe I should pull back. Like maybe it's been too many times. Nothing came out this time. Maybe you should lay off just a couple days, replenish the supply. But you don't have that option if you're dedicated in baseball. Like you just, if for the next 6 months, I guess you just spitting dust.
You can't take a day off for veteran rest.
Nothing. You want to see how excited I am to get through the All-Star
15-day IL,
the All-Star break. You're like, oh God, man, I can't wait till July. Woo!
Scott has to really take off for load management.
Oh man, yeah. No thanks. You do it for college, and you do it for football. The once a week games, like, all right, fine. But oh no, I'm out on the basketball or on the baseball part. No thanks.
You are not a dedicated fan, Scott. You are nothing.
I am not.
This guy, Ben Vorse. He's a well-known member on the message board community. He's masturbating every day this week to make sure that Texas beats Texas A&M.
I like that he's tracked it enough to know that they're 14-2. Like he's got a chart. He's like, oh well, damn, I didn't masturbate this day, and I did. They've only lost twice when I.
Do you think he stumbles into that? Like he's just jerking it and then they win and he's like,
yes.
What did we do last week?
100%.
We got to do the same thing we did last week in order.
Yes.
Got to jerk off, I guess. Here we go. And then broke it
what
down.
a great excuse for it, too. Like, I got to crank one out today. I mean, team's playing. I absolutely have to. Got to keep the streak alive.
Got to get my jersey out of the wash right now. I got to put that on. Everybody sit in the same spots on the couch. I'll be right back. I got to go rub one out real quick. Here we go.
I hope that guy's not rushing the field, high-fiving with the players.
You shouldn't need that much excuse to jerk it, man. Like the health benefits of a little stress relief.
I feel like it's just motivation, though. I mean,
I mean,
you should be that superstitious that you're like, they only win if I jerk it. I'm sorry. I got Like, what happens if there's something awful that happens in this man's life? Like his grandma passes away and he's like, it got to excuse himself at the funeral.
Yes.
Texas is going to lose by 2 points.
Oh, I thought you were going the other way.
It's 11:57. I haven't jerked it today. I gotta go, guys. I'll be right back. And the clock is almost midnight. If I don't jerk it before midnight, we're gonna lose.
So I was wondering that though, Scott, too. Like in the baseball season, like can they carry over, right? Like if you do it really late one day, if they have a businessman special, right, and then you do it late that night, does that carry over to the next game, or would it be calendar day?
No. It's like playing the night game after day game, load management again. Like, a lot of guys, a lot of older vets, they don't play the afternoon game after a night game. Like that's it. It doesn't fucking matter though. If you're dedicated to the team, you're playing all 162. So yeah, it's like, oh, well, I didn't get to it till about 6 o'clock tonight, but they've got a noon game tomorrow, so I guess I'm getting up early to make sure I get it in.
You put it up, Mook. You better read it.
Oh, come on, man! I timed it on purpose. Tank asking, is it a quantity of days thing or quality? An over-the-shoulder 5-roper on game day seems better than a daily streak of sad busts.
Yeah, I mean, it better not be quality if you're talking about just every time that, they win, it happens. Like, no, there's no quality in that, I'm telling you.
Sarah said she now understands the struggle with hangnail injuries. What a weird thing for a fan to put out on the internet for everybody to see. But that's
a well-known poster, too, of all people. Well-known.
I long for these days, fellas, the days of the message board. We need to bring this back.
I just want to say, I don't think I've ever missed Caesar more on this show than at this very moment with a Texas message board about this guy. I need Caesar to give his take on this.
We'd probably lose.
I feel like he would say,
the problem.
Dog. He would understand. Dog.
This would have, as I was telling that story, we would have gotten a lot of, what? What? There's no way Caesar was on board with this guy.
Oh man, good times though.
Apparently,
wait, but before we move on,
oh boy,
hold on, just
no, you're good.
Before we move on from the jerky
Reddit
story, let's talk about it more.
Isn't that what Reddit is? It's a message board.
I guess
so they're still around.
Okay, it's different.
It is different. I'd go.
It's too modern. It's too sleek. It's not clunky and square with plain text font. I hear you.
Yeah.
I think that's the joy of the message board is the fact that it's just so outdated. Nobody's updated a message board website since 2002. Like that was the last time any message board got updated, and it hasn't been updated since.
But they're still running and they work.
All right, we go from one superstitious fan to another because, fellas, there was these college football bets that people make on social media that you guys aren't on. It's getting out of hand. So there was a Florida fan, who at the beginning of the season tweeted out Florida's schedule, and he said, "Argue with yourself, ho," and then gave wins and losses throughout the season, right? He predicted a pretty good season for Florida. He was wrong because it has not been a good season, but they've been turning it around a little bit lately. And he ended his predictions with a win against LSU, a win against Ole Miss, and then a win on the road at Florida State. He threw this out into the universe, and people responded. There was one guy, a Tennessee fan, at FQ_Vols, who said, "I will tattoo Billy Napier's face on my ass." LSU, Ole Miss, and FSU on the road.
Wow.
So throwing it right out there, Billy Napier right on the old keister if Florida wins those games. Guys, Florida beat LSU. They beat Ole Miss. and they are now a 2-touchdown favorite against the dog shit Florida State team down there.
They're so bad.
This is likely going to happen. Like
get them cheeks ready, bro. Billy Napier's face coming to an ass cheek near you. But I'm guessing this will just be like every other bet that we've seen where these guys just, I'll do this. And then they just disappear when it actually comes time to pay the bill.
Oh, Burrito Guy didn't.
Burrito Guy did not.
He didn't disappear. He just executed poorly.
He did that thing. Can we stop with the bets? All right, I'm done with field storming now, and I'm done with Twitter bets on your college football team. Like this is going too far.
You know what? Let's find a third. Let's make it a nice round 3 and kill 3 things today. Because those first 2 absolutely need to die.
What are we killing then, Mook? You go ahead. I'm gonna look up the college football playoff bracket and get that set for some wise guys. You tell me what else we need to kill off in college athletics.
Oh, okay. Limited to college athletics.
That is
Name, image, likeness. Got to go.
Are you fucking?
Oh, wait, no. Can I change mine to Dabo Sweeney?
You can. You just want Dabo gone?
Yeah, let's do that. Just get rid of him.
All right. Way to fill the time and help me get this.
I tried. I got nothing good, man. Like, I don't know. And Scott just sitting there, not helping up, but lifting a damn finger.
Well, I was waiting until you got done fumbling around with your one answer. Jesus.
This is what we're gonna kill off in college football is Mac Brown's career.
I was just gonna go with the committee itself. Like, just kill off the committee. I've been trying to kill that for a long time.
Well, what? And go back to computers picking the 12.
No.
16.
I just don't want the people that are in charge of making the decisions right now to be making the decisions any further. The Mark Emmerts and those fucks that are sitting there on their high horses sucking the D's of OSU and Alabama. Like those guys got to go. So that's what I'm killing. Maybe just Mark Emmert.
Yeah, all right.
Is he like the corrupt top of the NCAA? Like, we need
get
to
a
clean
2-for-1 with Mark Emmert and Dabo Sweeney, where they like get caught in a corruption scandal together and have to go down.
Yes,
Maybe work it that way.
No pun intended on them going down together.
Nah. Pause.
A little bit more, fellas.
Okay.
We're almost there. We're going.
Joseph's got a great one, chiming in saying college venues that don't serve alcohol. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a solid one.
See, that's the other part about it is if you're in the stands sober and you rush the field early, like what are you doing, man? You've got no excuse.
Yeah, that's embarrassing if you don't have alcohol in your system. Like, you can't even use the excuse that, oh man, I was totally wasted. I wasn't even paying attention to the clock. And you're just stone cold sober out there, or even a parking lot sober from like, it's been a few hours since the tailgate, and I'm just coming down from it because I couldn't buy any beers. Like, there's no way that all the time.
You're the worst part about Notre
All
Dame
right,
games.
good night, everybody. I'll see you in house music playing me all.
It's time for the Wise Guys Top 10.
Oh, I just got interrupted. It's just wrap it up, B. Oh, hey, my kid's here.
Hey, Luke. If you know what that is, that means it is time for the Wise Guys Top 10. If you haven't seen the show before, this is where we give you the top 10 rankings in college football. It's based solely on a team's odds to win the national championship. It's the most accurate way you can determine who is going to be the national champion and what the rankings should be. So let's get right into this, fellas. Here is the Wise Guys Top 10. I think it's week 14. I don't think I changed that. Whatever. Number 10, Alabama at plus 4,000.
Wow.
Alabama still holding tough, even though they lost Oklahoma. Still plus 4,000 odds to win the national championship.
Bama money is dumb money. That's what that must mean.
I think you might be right, Moog. Number 9, SMU at plus 3,500 odds. SMU sneaking into the top 10 for the first time this year. They're slated. I think they locked up an ACC title chance, so they at least have a chance at a bye in the top 4. Miami, Florida at plus 3,000. They are vying for that last spot in the ACC championship. They got to get past Syracuse to get it. Number 7, Tennessee at plus 2,200. Number 6, Penn State plus 1,800. Mookie, you getting excited? because number 5,
shit, yeah.
Notre Dame plus 1,500 odds. Best odds Notre Dame has had all year, coming up after that big win over
That
Army.
defense, though, man. Dogs.
Some dogs. All right, so let's get into the top 4 then for this week. At number 4, it's Texas at plus 450.
And
Number
nothing's
3,
changed.
Oregon plus 400. It has changed because Georgia is up to number 2.
Big move. Big move.
And then number 1, Ohio State plus 250. There's the top 4.
Yeah. Looks a lot different than last week.
Yeah, there's just no split logo. That's it. That's like the only difference. There's no split logo in BYU.
Pretty much Alabama fell off, and then they separated Georgia and Oregon.
Yeah. And who are we kidding? There's still plenty of time for Alabama to climb right back up into this top 4.
Damn straight. Sarah said, Mike, fill the time. Scott, well, we should. Mike, shut the hell up.
That really did feel like that's what it was. Just turn the music up loud. He'll stop talking.
My favorite part, Mookie not pictured. Yes.
I wanted to get Mookie, but I was like, I got it. I'm good. I got it in. Let's go. So, fellas, the odds for these teams, it's still very apparent. The committee thinks that it is Ohio State, Georgia, Texas, or Oregon that will win. Everybody else, there's nobody even close. Notre Dame at plus 1,500 is the next closest. Like, they think that these 4 teams are heads and shoulders above every other team in college football. Mookie, you're not agreeing with that. You don't think that's accurate?
No, I think that's fair because I was just actually thinking through. I'm like, I wonder if you put Notre Dame in any conference, just so they would have a shot at that first round bye, I wonder how those odds would change. Because I think that's the big leap there. And then who was 6 after us? Penn State.
Go back.
Penn State, you're going to have to go through a Texas, Oregon, Ohio. Like, so you got to go through at least one of them somehow, which I don't even think they can make the Big Ten title. So then they have. I think Vegas, as always, is dead on.
Well, let's take a look at what the playoff bracket would look like if the Wiseguys rankings were the rankings that we went with. You'd have Ohio State, Georgia, Miami, and Arizona State getting those buys. So, Mookie,
where the hell was Arizona? Where did they come from?
Why are we excited about that win, Arizona State fans? Except now, there you are with a bye in the playoffs after beating BYU.
Arizona State's in the Big 12.
They are in the Big 12.
Yep.
Yes,
Jesus
it would
Christ.
be Big 12 champions. They're the projected Big 12 champion without with that bye. Boise State gets the 5th conference champion spot in that number 12 seed. Under the Wiseguys, you would have Oregon taking on Boise State and then Arizona State. At the 8-9 seed, you'd have Penn State taking on Tennessee. With the winner playing Ohio State, Notre Dame, and SMU would be a fun one in that 7-10 matchup. SMU traveling to Notre Dame. By Georgia, and then you have Texas beating Alabama in the 6-11, and then Texas beating Miami in the 6-3 matchup there. And here we have, as our final 4, Ohio State, Oregon, Georgia, and Texas, fellas.
I got to be honest. I think, Scott, you said it last week or whomever, go back. That 5 seed is actually, though, what I think people are going to be tripping over themselves to be able to get to. Because, like, you get in that 5 seed, you don't have that bye, but, man, you got a path. Because Tennessee's not bad. Tennessee could give Ohio State some trouble. And then, the U, if they're even good, is having a Texas Alabama winner.
We can't discount what Cam Ward has done this year. Like, he's
right, but like he's had to bail them out 7 of 8 games, and he didn't in one of them that mattered. But
that's all you need. Like, you got a quarterback that can bail you out. That's something that can. All you need to do is win a game in the playoffs. You just gotta get that W. So, I think having Cam Ward on your team as an X factor is huge for Miami in a 1-game sample against these teams.
I just don't think they've got the supporting cast to keep it close against a Texas or Alabama. Well, I don't even let Alabama's. Man, that is a mess.
They're up and down. You can't really do much there. So, fellas, the question that I would have, Mookie, you kind of mentioned it.
God damn it.
The 5 seed is great, and that's the upper level for Notre Dame. Notre Dame can't get better than a 5 seed in the playoffs. They will never get a first-round bye because that's reserved strictly for conference champions. Is it better for Notre Dame to get the 5 seed and play against Boise State and then against Arizona State before they have to play a real team in the semis? Or is it better to get the bye and potentially have 2 tough games in a row?
I would take the shorter or the easier route, like playing the 2 teams. I know people are going to say, well, the less games you play, but I mean, I don't know.
This is college, man.
Right. When if you're real confident in it, if you're that 5 seed, it just feels like it's just such an easier path.
I mean, think about it, Mike. Heading into the Army game this week, right? You heard a bunch of Notre Dame players say stuff like, "We really respect an Army; they've got a great season or whatever." But like, we got the guys, we got the dudes on our side. They're like, "Look, we've got better athletes. They haven't seen this." They were openly saying that shit in the media leading into the game because they knew there was nothing 3-star recruits could do against their 5 stars. And so in college, yeah, I'll take an extra game and play a weaker team. This ain't the NFL where everyone's got an even roster.
Yeah. Like that's what I'm like thinking. It just that 5th seed is going to be the key to probably a lot more title runs than we expect over the next few samples of this, assuming they keep it in this format and the SEC and Big Ten don't force them to change it.
Well, let's look at the actual college football rankings because this is what I was furiously working on while you guys were talking about I don't know what. Focus. The committee has Oregon, Texas, Miami, Boise State as your top 4. And in this case, Ohio State gets the cakewalk path, taking on Arizona State and then Boise State.
Which is how they wanted it all along.
Yeah, but now look at what happens to Oregon, because now you got Oregon at 1, and they're taking on the winner of Georgia, Tennessee. Now you've got Oregon and Georgia in the quarterfinal. That's a big matchup early on in that playoff bracket.
Yeah, you want to talk about storming the field too early? I feel like they kind of blew their load right there. That's a game you want the semis.
That's a semifinal matchup at worst. Then you've got Notre Dame SMU at the 7-10 seed, winner taking on Texas. And then you have Penn State and Indiana in the Big Ten leftovers bowl, taking on Miami, the winner taking on Miami. Matt Barr saying if only someone talked about that 5 seed last week.
Was that Matt? Was he the one that said the thing about the 5 seed?
I still think that 5 seed is the key here. And that's exactly what the committee is going to make sure. They're like, we're just going to reserve the 5 seed for either Alabama or Ohio State if it comes to it. Like if we need to make sure that we get them where we want them to be, the 5 seed is our ace in the hole.
Well, and that's why they can do this. Like it's made for that like favorite team that doesn't win the conference championship. Like that's it, because that's the consolation prize. Like the committee might be looking at that going, I kind of hope Ohio State loses this conference championship game so that Oregon gets the 1 and Ohio State gets that sweet spot 5. And then we get 3 games of Ohio State before we play in the national title game. Yeah, we want Ohio State at 5. I think the committee wants Ohio State.
Yeah, no, they
don't want anybody else. They want those 3 teams to be the 5 seed. Any one of those 3 teams, they're a Texas fan on a message board. They're ecstatic.
Well, and again,
I think that's what we're looking at, man.
The field is small enough you can engineer these things that way too, right? Like it's cute that people think these rankings matter. Like doesn't give a shit. They're gonna look at it and be like, all right, how do we gotta get these teams? How do we get Ohio State into the final? Like, all right, here we're gonna do it this way. That's how we make the most money. Great, call it a day. Like you can't necessarily do that March Madness when you got 68 teams and all those logistics. They got to stick tighter to rankings. But yeah, this is absolutely a money making machine. So do whatever you got to do to get that gate.
Honestly, I wouldn't even hide it if I was the NCAA. Like in this instance, like it's so kind of like blatant that they just come out and admit it. Like, yeah,
right.
Like the 5th seed is actually, if you're not going to be in the a certain side of the bracket, the 5th seed is actually the perfect seed to get in this.
The 5th seed is
we're gonna stack it for you.
The 5th seed is the make that money seed. That's all.
Yeah, it's the cash flow seed.
Also, I think
like how funny is it going to be when they're like Ohio State and Alabama, you're never getting a bye. We're always going to put you at the 5 seed regardless. You could go undefeated, and we're going to make you play 3 games so we get all them gates.
Well, that's why I think they're fine. I think they're fine with them getting a bye if Notre Dame or like Ohio State or Bama, like they need those 3 so that they always have
Sure.
somebody they
Sure.
can shove in that 5 seed to just rake in the cash. Like they're probably figuring, because people are looking at it like, why is Notre Dame ranked so high? When you look at their strength of schedule, it's really not that great. They've got that bad loss against Northern Illinois. College football fans are like, how is Notre Dame ranked that high? It's because they're trying to get to that 5 seed. They need that backing in case Ohio State beats Oregon. You don't want Oregon falling to that 5 seed. They got to drop down to 6. Notre Dame has to be in at that 5 seed to get that money slot. Like that's what we're looking at here. Alabama shit the bed. They're out now. So now the committee is down to Ohio State or Notre Dame. One of those two has to be the 5 seed. They're not going to be happy if it's not.
And they'll take Ohio State 100% of the time in that scenario.
Why are you making that face?
I don't remember anymore, honestly.
Okay. Joe is
Northern Illinois is a very gritty team. I know what you're talking about. Bad loss.
Joe is saying in the comments that what's great about the way the buys work is forcing teams to play away at venues they would never otherwise play. We talked about that last week, and there was conspiracy theories that there was some anti-SEC bias because it was all SEC teams traveling up north in December. Did you see how they did it this week, fellas? Did you notice that pattern? When you look at those games that aren't the bye week games, Tennessee and Georgia.
Ohio State going out to the desert to play perfectly fine.
Arizona State's coming to.
Oh, they go to the Ohio State, yeah.
But it's the 5-12. Nobody cares about that 12 seed.
Sure.
Penn State versus Indiana, 2 Big Ten teams playing against each other. Notre Dame versus SMU. No, they're not in the same conference, but SMU is in the ACC, and Notre Dame has the ACC tie-in, so there will likely be ACC games between Notre Dame and SMU. They have just put all of the conferences back together this week. They matched everybody up to just play an in-conference game. It's almost like what you could have done was take conferences and had them play in a championship game, and then that winner moves on in the playoffs. Like it's almost like you could have done something like that instead of whatever the fuck we came up with to get this 12-team bracket. Is this
how many more games are we talking? Like what?
We got one more week and then conference championships.
Okay, so barring the conference championships, like we're wrapping this shit up here soon. So this is closer to the picture.
Scott, this is now when you know how like you always got excited towards the end of the football season. You're like, I'm rooting for chaos. I just want chaos. Chaos can happen in one conference championship.
Yes.
Like it could blow the whole thing up in one conference championship.
And I'm rooting for all of that now.
Well,
I want somebody to backdoor their way into this. Like
I think the Big 12
a conference championship that like hasn't been on the picture the whole time.
Kind of like
the Arizona State thing.
The Big 12 has 9 teams I saw earlier today that are still have a shot at making the conference championship.
Yeah, but really it's only 3. I mean,
except if like all the chips fall where they may, you could have exactly what Scott said and have someone fall their way into a conference championship game that has one football bounce and now they're in the playoffs.
Sure, that's fair, and that's a fair point. But when you look at so this is a perfect example, Scott, of the chaos that could happen to this bracket, because in the Big 12, the 4 teams, we'll call it 4 teams that are tied right now for a bid to the Big 12 championship, is Arizona State, Iowa State, BYU, and Colorado. You could have Colorado, who just lost to Kansas, somehow win the Big 12 championship and find their way in this playoff.
Oh, the committee wants that. Prime in the playoffs? Oh, they going to make that happen. There's going to be some rigged shit coming up.
We talk about playoffs?
Here's the other thing, boys. The ACC could ruin everything. Miami is projected to win the ACC. They might not make the ACC championship game. They could lose to Syracuse this week. It's very possible. And then next thing you know, your ACC championship game is SMU versus
Pitt.
Wait for it, Bill Sweeney and the Clemson Tigers.
I knew it. With that, before you even said it, I was like, please tell me that there's some way that Clemson can come storming back in this whole thing and find their way into the playoffs. Oh, that'd be great.
Oh,
if Miami loses to Syracuse, Bill Sweeney needs to win the conference championship, and Clemson not only gets into the playoffs, they might end up in one of those top 4.
They'd end up a bye. I was gonna say they have a bye week.
It's unbelievable, guys. Like,
I love the variance in this.
Well,
this is
hold
awesome.
on, Mike. You skipped over one too. So Army, obviously, their shots took a tumble with their loss to Notre Dame this last week. Which, oh my God, beautiful. Well done, boys.
Was it? And is Army in the ACC? Or are they like?
They are in the AAC, but who's also in the AAC is the Caesar's favorite Tulane Green Wave.
Yes.
7-0 right now, ranked 17th. So, like, they have an outside shot then, right? Because the 5th highest conference champion.
5th highest conference champion gets in, but they need some help from the Midwest. In that case, you need like UNLV to beat Boise State and knock them out, because Boise State has had a grip on that last spot because everybody loves the blue turf. So they want Boise State to make it in, but UNLV could come in and play spoiler there. So that could be a case. Look, guys, this is why this is fucking amazing to me. This is why this playoff bracket is great. Tulane could beat Boise State. Tulane could beat Army, and then UNLV could beat Boise State and just keeps their conference out of the playoffs. Like Tulane could get in because UNLV beats Boise State. It's fucking bananas, guys.
Before the Indiana-Ohio State game, I heard people on TV saying that Indiana should bench their starting quarterback because he's so important to their success. And no matter what happens against Ohio State, they're getting in because they're ranked so high right now that as long as they beat their rival Purdue, whoever they're playing this weekend, they're not going to drop that far and they'll still be in the playoffs, even though they don't even have a shot at the conference championship game. Like, there's some weird shit going on.
To think there were folks who didn't want playoffs. Right? Are you not entertained? It hasn't even happened yet. Are you not entertained? This is amazing.
So last year we had 4 teams, right?
Yeah, we've had four teams for the past, like 10 years.
Crazy.
Whatever.
That's crazy. It feels like a lifetime ago. See, this is just the first year at this bracket, so I shouldn't feel that bad for not getting it yet.
You should feel pretty bad.
I was going to say you should feel bad, but I will say that there are so many variables, and as we talk through them, it's just like, God, it'll probably end up pretty much like what we assume. But God bless America. Imagine if it just and we look up in the 4 teams. There's just one team that we've like mostly been expecting. And then you've got these other teams that are kind of thrown in there. And then you've got the big teams that they throw in because, the committee wants them in there. But just the seating looking all fucked up where you're like, wait, why does that team have a bye? And yet, a team like Ohio State or Texas is playing like 2 or 3 games.
That's the thing is like, they're not doing themselves any favors with this way this shit is stacked out. They're like, so here's our rankings and then here's our bracket, which has different numbers. So don't pay attention to these numbers. They don't matter unless you go over here with these numbers. Like, I don't fucking care. Put the wrong numbers in the bracket and we'll be fine. Like, to see Notre Dame as a 7, just put us at 5 and have us in the first round. We're all adults. We'll figure it out. But no, they got to be all fancy with this shit. Assholes.
Scott, I need you to break a tie for us because this weekend Notre Dame played Army in the Shamrock Series. So it's the yearly game where they play at a neutral field and they wear different uniforms and make the OWG's heads explode because they're like, but that's not what Notre Dame's supposed to wear. And then people lose their minds.
I think they're, and I will say I'm familiar with these, and I think they're at like a 50% clip. I loved the greens. The greens
there's been some straight fire ones. There's been some ones that it's like that was a choice.
Yankees ones.
Yeah, they wore pinstripes one
those
year.
Were awful.
Was that the year when they didn't split the helmet down the middle? They split it like 3/4 and
yes.
then had a leprechaun on it. It was like, that's weird. That's a weird look. So there's been some hit or misses. So Mookie and I have been on opposite sides of this year's Shamrock
Mike's wrong.
Series. Mookie is definitely wrong on this
Spoiler
one. But we're
alert.
not going to tell you which one said which, Scott. I want you to just look at these uniforms. You tell us fire or dumpster fire. Here they are. They've got blue pants with a gold ND logo, blue jersey with gold lettering, gold numbers, excuse me. It's like a kind of a century Gothic type font that matches the aesthetic of Yankee Stadium where they were playing, and then their traditional gold helmets. Scott, fire or dumpster fire on these uniforms?
I need to back up really quickly. You said blue? That's like clearly gray.
It's blue. Well, okay, it is blue gray. And
Against the
Okay,
blue
okay,
gray
because like I'm just
sky,
making
the four
sure I'm like
horsemen
not
rode again.
crazy.
Sky. Yeah. The blue
Okay, all right. I'm looking at that and I'm like, am I missing something? Because like that definitely looks gray.
It was a reference to the 100-year anniversary of the Four Horsemen and the article that coined them that said against the blue-gray October sky. So it is a bluish gray.
Chills down my back.
Scott, fire or dumpster fire on these uniforms?
They are, because you have to choose one. I will say dumpster fire. I don't like the blue gray, but I really like the numbers. Like I do like the numbers, but I don't like everything else. Like the blue gray is not good.
I feel like that's a win for me.
Did you get both of us in the same comment? Somehow, both of us lost on that one. Unbelievable to me.
I love them. I think they're fucking fire. I love every part of them. I love the blue gray.
I don't like the blue gray.
Sick. Mike, on the other hand, loves everything except the numbering.
I love this scheme. I love the color. I hate the numbers. It looks
okay. And I will say this. And I'll say this. It's a single digit number. I don't know if if you get a double digit number, maybe it's not as good. But I do like the way that 4 looks like that.
No, they look sick, dude. It's fire. Yeah, Joseph knows what's up. He agrees. They are fire.
And I got to give him this, man. Because from a fan of a team who actually wears gold, and you've got so many fucking colored teams that say, oh, our color scheme is gold and whatever. And I'm like, no, that's not fucking gold. That's some type of yellow. I appreciate that Notre Dame actually has gold. Like their helmets are actually gold, their numbers and all that. Like it's actually gold. So like I do have to give Ohio State a lot, or Ohio State. Sorry. Oh God. Notre Dame. Notre Dame. A lot of props.
Number for you to take a look at.
I don't like that. It's no. Yeah, like if we're
so
strictly going out that, that's dumpster fire. Nope.
I think the reason why, and it's funny, the reason why I said you got us both at the same time, I did not like these uniforms from the jump. Mookie was on board, and my reasoning for not liking it was just the numbers. It looks like iron-on numbers from a cheap knockoff company. Like the beveled edge on that, it looks like just the cheap jerseys that you buy from China, and the letters are like press on, and then they start to peel off a little bit, and they're popping in the middle.
I can see that.
Just don't like it. It looks corny to me,
dude.
Like
but they did not.
You know what else doesn't help? I know
like,
that they used to be in the Under Armour. I still like. To me, no matter what, no matter how far away we get from it, for those old enough to know, Under Armour is still going to be them fucking commercials from the early 2000s. Under Armour, we got next. Like just kind of it seems so knockoff brand to me. Like I don't know what it is, but I've never been on brand. I've never been on board with anything Under Armour.
I don't hate Under Armour.
I don't hate them. They just seem like a phony brand compared to the big three. Nike, Adidas, and and I mean Jordan has entered the conversation these days when it comes to college athletics. But I don't know why. I just never embraced Under Armour as like a brand. It seems like it's generic to me. So that giant gold UA underneath the collar, like. Ugh. Get rid of that shit too.
Maybe once again, maybe I'm biased because they looked great running the ball for 945 yards against Army. I don't know. Maybe it's part of being able to see Leonard actually throw touchdown passes and not look like he was.
Thank you, Gabe. Yeah, the click clack. That's what it was. God, I couldn't remember what the thing was. It would with Vernon Davis.
Yeah.
Vernon Davis, the click clack, and that's when they were trying to make a name for themselves, and it just seems so hokey.
By the way, I love that Mookie cherry picked earlier when he was like, "See, Joe's got it. He said they're fire," and he skipped the two comments before.
I mean, obviously,
where
right?
Gabe
Like,
said dumpster fire from the ND.
There it is. Gabe
and
knows.
Scott said easy dumpster fire. This motherfucker over here is cherry picking comments. to
what
make
you
himself
expect? You
look
expect me to work against my own case? Like, that's insane. That's idiotic. Come on now.
good. Mookie, I'll bend the knee a little bit.
just
here.
look.
You
Here's the
get to
thing.
celebrate. I'll tell you what. Celebrate your win here, Mook. Like I'll give you a win because Scott clearly called out that the numbers were the only redeeming quality, and that was the one thing I didn't like about them. So I'll take the L. I'll hold the L. As a matter of fact, give me the sounder. Where is it? Play the button. I will go ahead and just hold the L if we can find
Hold this L real quick. Hold it. Just hold it for me.
But Mook, go ahead and celebrate. But you know what? If you're going to celebrate this, celebrate it in an Italian accent. Like celebrate.
Celebrate it in Italian.
It's a wonderful win. This one. Little Transylvania.
Judges? No, that's not quite what we were looking for. We needed the full on. I mean, come on. This week it was right. It was back in the news. We needed one of these.
It's the quarterback. Yeah. He throw the football. You know, like he throw the
You
salami.
gotta get the emphatic Baker.
Wow.
Get your Baker on, my man.
Hey,
Come
we
on.
need that one more time, though. One more time.
Yes.
My God.
He was
Line drive to
He was
Turpin.
so emphatic. It was
Oh, man.
unbelievable to me. Hang on, we don't want to get sued on this one, so we gotta really hone in on where this video starts playing, because we don't want that to hit the algorithm. It was so emphatic. It was aggressive.
I mean, he did.
How
And he,
much-
It was Baker doing Mookie doing the Tommy DeVito.
yeah.
That's what it was.
I laughed so hard because Alex Anzalone tweeted out. He was like, "Hey, Baker went a little too hard on that one. I don't know about that." Like, you had Italian Americans who were like, "Whoa, hey, Chief, watch what you're doing there, pal." Like,
Sitting in tracksuits at home eating capicola, like, whoa, what the fuck? Baker, chill.
pointing at their TVs like this for some reason with like.
You see this? You see this fucking guy? Look at this fucking guy. This fucking guy right here.
That
Oh,
bar saying they asked him after the game, and Baker's response was, "It just came to me. It was an homage."
Oh.
I'll give you credit for that one. I did love how emphatic he was.
I know.
Yes.
He was like,
It was very
Angry.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, why the beef with Tommy DeVito? Why are you taking down their
right, why are
third
you
string
flexing on
quarterback
the
who got
Giants,
elevated?
who not only cut their quarterback last week, but had his ass play scout team safety? Like, come on, man.
But
Like,
hey, look, I will say I am loving the Baker resurgence. I think football is better when Baker is cocky like this and doing things like this, planting the flag at Ohio State, doing this. Like when he's trolling other fucking teams, even suing his own father. I'm here for it. Let's go. Like, give me the confident Baker, not the one that was in Cleveland that was all, hat in hand and sent out of town. No, we need the one that's performing well and shoving it up other people's a-holes. Like, I like this Baker. In fact, the first thing I thought of when I saw this was, it immediately flashed me back to the Joe days and just how excited he was when Baker, the touchdown maker. Every time you would mention anything about Baker Mayfield, Joe just, Baker, the touchdown maker. And that's what I thought of when I saw this. So I need Baker to be on his game just so we get trolling like this.
I love seeing Baker do Baker things. Because of this, I've been seeing the TikTok video of when he played against Kansas in college and like grabbed on his nuts, yelled "fuck
Yes,
sidelines," and the announcers are like, "Whoa, NFL GMs are going to see that. They're not going to like what they do there." The Browns are like, "That's our guy.
That's our guy, but not when he's good.
Yeah,
Just when he sucks.
when he gets good, we got to fucking yank that guy.
We got to get him out of here."
All right, let's go. We're almost to overtime here, but it's a good time to start talking some basketball.
Boom shakalaka!
Not on the list, but I saw it right before we went live tonight, guys. UConn lost their second game in a row.
I saw that too. And it was the night after Dan Hurley got all teed up and lost because, he barks at the refs. And the night just straight up lost to Colorado.
Over the last 24 hours or so, we got to see UConn lose to an unranked team, Dayton blow a 20-some point lead and lose to North Carolina, and then UConn lose to another unranked team. Like, what a great stretch for us, fellas.
This is really going to suck when UConn wins the national championship again. Remember these moments.
Oh, don't go there. Come on.
Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey.
Spoken like a real loser.
Yes. Spoken like somebody who's watched UConn fucking find a way to win all of these national championships in the same conference as us. I'm getting sick of it.
I wanted Hurley to go to the Lakers so bad. Like, so bad when that was like, please get him out of the Big East. Just get him out.
It was the only time that I have rooted for a good coach to go to a team that I hate just so that he wasn't harming me personally on a yearly basis.
Scott saying that Creighton lost again today too. Fantastic.
Ooh, what a day.
Sarah saying let's talk UC, and Ed very quickly. No,
straight up.
It's not. He also said I don't believe all of the story that the school has put out. So let's get into this story because this is making big local news and it should be more national. Like, I feel like this story should be way more national than it actually is. There is a middle school in Tennessee, Cheatham Middle School, who goes by the Bearcats. And they have a logo that is a C with a paw print on it. And the University of Cincinnati sent the school a cease and desist letter saying that they are infringing on the Bearcats copyright.
What?
Saying that they cannot use the Bearcats name or the logo anymore, and they have to cease and desist.
What? This is like what high school teams do.
And it's a middle school.
And it's not even the same. Like, I've seen legit actual copies of NFL or college logos at the high school level. And you're like, I mean, isn't that the Green Bay G? Yeah, fuck it. Like, how dare UC be like, look at that generic version of our logo. They should stop that. Huh?
I mean, Scott, think of the hundreds of dollars in merch they're selling with that logo that's rightfully belongs to UC. I mean, come on, man. Like, of all people, you should understand that, right? Get yours.
Well, that's true.
It's hilarious to me that is what UC got upset about, was this kind of like knockoff UC logo. Like, I get what they're saying. It does kind of look like the paw print. Maybe they have a trademark on the Bearcats name, because I don't know of any other schools that are the Bearcats. So maybe that's where the issue is. But
is it Sam Houston Bearcats, but they're Bearcats with a K?
That's different. That's what the K.
Wow.
That's what the K. It's like sports cuts with the Z, and that's
in this high school. So Cheatham should just throw a Z at the end. We're the Bearcats.
Ed's getting all worked up over here, saying we're not showing the real story.
What are we talking about? This has the Thanksgiving break notice on it. This is outside the school. This is the sign outside the school. Like, what? I'm photoshopping what logo they're using? No, this is the sign outside of their school. It's got their Thanksgiving break.
It looks like the oldie version of the Bearcats logo.
This is Temu Bearcats logo is what I'm using. The Bearcats are like, bullshit, that's our logo. The amazing thing, though, about this story, fellas, because, Scott, this seems like a little bit of a shock to you. It seems like you haven't heard this whole story despite working in the newsroom and this blowing up.
I have not.
There's a local company, a local marketing company, whose CEO is a graduate of Xavier University, and he has offered his marketing company's services free of charge to Cheatham Middle School and has worked with Xavier and secured that if Cheatham Middle School becomes the Musketeers, they have a free rebrand courtesy of this marketing company.
That's awesome.
amazing.
Oh, that's so good. Oh, why would you not do it if you're this middle school? There's no downside.
It is the pettiest of petty moves that I had heard when I saw that. This was how I was introduced to the story, was that version of it.
Yeah, no, I hadn't heard about this at all.
What is it? Synergist is the name of the company. So if you're looking for a marketing company with a side of petty, Synergist is where you want to go. God, if you're the middle school, you do this, right? And I'm not trying
100%.
to over time. Don't feel like I'm trying to set you up here. This is the way to go if you're that.
Oh, no, I'm not worried about overtime. I 100% would do this if I was the school. Free. And you get to give a middle finger to UC for trying to infringe on your generic logo. Oh yeah, 100%.
Think about how many people are going to buy that school's free new marketing T-shirts and stuff. You're going to have so many sales from Xavier fans all over the place just to stick it in UC's eye. Like, oh, this is
Miller for 3. Oh, he backed it in. We're going to overtime.
damn.
I waited until you finished your sentence. I even waited a little bit. I tried to let you.
Also, notice how I was, when I was ducking the comments earlier, Ed has gone oddly silent all of a sudden.
So bad.
I don't know. Just interesting. Something I noticed.
Mookie, I know you said you got to bounce, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's hitting the fan apparently outside. So
welcome to being the dad, brother.
My on-call shift is over or starting. I don't know. We'll see.
Tell people real quick before you leave, what were you drinking, dog or no dog?
Oh, this was an absolute dog from Menagerie Beer. Their Heat Wave Crispy Lager. Nice and malty with an apple crisp finish. Absolute dog.
All right, very nice, Mook. We love you. We'll talk to you later, bud.
Peace, love, and birth control.
little late for that, brother.
The newborn father.
Man. Ed went quiet on the stream because he wanted to send me the picture of what Cheatham Middle School is actually using. I got to see if I could blow this up a little bit. Hold on one second. Let's see if we can just get this image showing. Here we go. This is what he said Cheatham is using, and you can see in the background very much
I mean, it's much closer. But I'd tell Ed it doesn't have the line underneath it, so I mean, get over it. Also, don't have a generic ass C with just some circles above it. Like, have a better logo. How about that?
This is so stupid. I just love that you see whose job is to be like, do you hear the middle school in Tennessee is fucking using the Bearcats name? That's it, right up the papers. And the cease and desist comes out. They're all fired up. It's amazing.
Yeah, how do you find this if you're like UC? Like, how do you stumble across this random middle school just anywhere in USA? Just, oh man, this is probably got to stop this. Like somebody just drive by the school, like, what the fuck? I gotta report this.
Joe is lawyering the shit out of us in the comment section because he says the logo is not the point. The point is they won't let them remain the Bearcat. So trademark law basically says that because they have the trademark on that name, if somebody else is using it, they could lose the trademark, I guess, and then they won't be allowed to be the Bear. Like,
fine.
All right,
fine. If it's not the logo.
This is where Joe is also saying, don't fall into just the logo trap. They're making them rename the school completely. Like it's
all right. Then we're the Bear Cunts. We're the Bear Cunts.
Middle school in Tennessee.
Yep, we're the Bear Cunts, and we're keeping the logo. How about that? You didn't like our? You want us to use Bearcats? Fine, we're the Bear Cunts, but we're keeping the logo. How about that? See who wins that battle. Bet you they're like, okay, you can go ahead and change it back. Yeah.
I want this company though I want this to happen. I will be
it needs to
Musketeers fan for the rest of my life. Because what What a dick move to be like, did you guys see that? We should fucking stick it to UC
We
fans.
should get them. We should get them. Yeah. Those high schoolers don't know what hit them.
Middle schoolers. It's 6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
God, it's middle school too. I mean, they couldn't just leave this alone. Like, there's not more pressing issue. No, I'm answering my own question as I talk it out. It's UC. They don't have anything else going on but to worry about a bunch of underage kids just fucking using their logo. They probably win more than the Bearcats. That's probably what they're mad about.
And okay, we know that kids are dumb when it comes to being a sports fan, right? Like, my kids are the dumbest sports fans ever. They cheer for people just because they like it. How many of these kids end up liking UC just because it's the same logo? Like, you know what I mean?
Yes,
like you're getting rid of potential fans by being like, nope, you got to change. Like, no, these kids are stupid. They're going to be like, hey, that's our school's logo. I'm a UC fan. I like Cincinnati. And like, you're cutting out those fans. It's just dumb to me.
Ed is so mad.
He's so mad.
Like, I think that's the best part of the story is that clearly it's upsetting to UC fans. So fuck it.
The media's out to get us, man. It's not even the university didn't send the cease and desist. A firm that's hired by the university sent it, so it's not from the university. It's like third party or whatever. But also, his mom on Twitter, and it was a Karen, and the school's working with them. All right, they're working with them.
Oh my god, that's
put me on
great.
air.
I need to set the record straight. Oh man, so good, so good.
Scott, you found a story right before we went on air. It's perfect for overtime. Bronny James might not have to toil away in the G League after, huh?
Because the Big Three, Ice Cube has said Bronny is more than welcome to come to the Big Three, but he's got to get drafted and earn it. He will not be handed a roster spot, which is the most shade you could ever throw at the whole LeBron situation. And look, I've been on record as saying I don't have a problem with the whole father-son thing, and the moment was special, cool. But I will not sit by and defend the fact that, I mean, the dude's just he's not ready. Like, it's a detriment to him, his career, like everything. Like, it's now become, I mean, I know that he's in the G League and everything, but like, it's, unless he really starts to produce, like, this whole thing has become just one big laughing joke. Like, and you got to kind of blame LeBron a little bit, right? Like that's where I'm kind of looking. I'm like, Dad, I know you wanted this moment and it was really cool, but like, are you doing a disservice to your own son by like having like pushed for this moment to happen? And now, you know, he's just getting embarrassed out there and everybody's dragging his name through the mud. Like, I'm maybe starting to feel a little bit bad for Bronny because like as much as he wanted the dream of making to the NBA, I'm sure that he doesn't want all this backlash that's coming with the fact that he's just not ready and the ability's not there. Like, come on. But the idea that Ice Cube's like, yeah, come on to the Big Three.
I just love that he said he can come try out for the Big Three. He did like,
and get drafted. Yeah,
just that's
he's gonna earn his way into the Big Three.
Spot in the Big Three here,
in the league that takes the retirees from the NBA. Yeah, you can come on and try out for this league, but we got some real guys. Like, you're not just gonna take Hibachi's spot, my guy. Oh, that's so good. It's such a dick thing to say.
I do not just want to see Bronny in like a Killer Threes uniform like next season.
Yeah,
full on Big Three.
Riding the bench though, like the fourth man on a Big Three squad.
He couldn't beat out Franklin Sessions. Sorry, Bronny.
Oh, from G League embarrassment to Big Three bench. Woo. Gotta love it. Good stuff.
Oh, that's amazing. All right, Scott, let's talk about these beers that we were drinking tonight. Mookie almost made it. He almost made it the entire show. New dad life, man. It's a crazy thing.
He gonna learn today and every day from now on. All the times we told him, now he knows.
Scott, we were both drinking the same beer tonight. We
were. It's been a long time on the show where we used to share the same beer on every single episode. Mike and I finally got on the same page, and it wasn't even on purpose.
We did it last week too.
Wait, what?
We did the same beer last week.
Yeah, no, I know, but like without it becoming a fucking event, like
okay, all right.
We had to arrange things and organize. That was like 3 months in the making to get the same beer, but without putting that much effort. Mike and I were drinking Great Lakes Brewing Company's Cookie Exchange Milk Stout, and in this year's version is a peanut butter cookie. It's peanut butter, it's chocolate, it's stout beer. It's amazing. Like I am so ready to go out and buy another sixer of this just to have for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, this is one that it just needs to be in the fridge. Like I need to stock up and just have this throughout the winter. Like even after Christmas, it just needs to be the go-to winter beer. It is so good. It's been a long time since a beer has really hit me where I'm like, that is a great beer. And this one is great. Peanut butter, chocolate. That's all you need to know. It fantastic. Plus at 5%, you don't have to like have one and then you're out cold. Oh
yes, it's not kicking my ass
perfectly with this.
If this had been 7% or higher, like when I get through the third one, I'm usually just like, oh, maybe I'm gonna regret that when I have to wake up in 2 hours. But perfectly fine. I'm at the end of this third one and I'm feeling great. So
well, not only that, like it's just enough too where it's got enough booze that it's not like a lightweight, but it's not over, like the booze flavor doesn't creep in. It just is the chocolate and peanut butter flavor, and then you got like a nice little 5%er on the back.
Yeah,
all around just perfectly done. It's been a while, like I said, since a beer has hit me like perfect. Perfect.
We celebrating, baby.
Fellas, this is a show. This is a show for sure. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening to this stupid stuff that we do. It is so much fun, and we enjoy it, and we hope you do too. Tell a friend. Scott and Mookie aren't doing it, so you guys need to do it.
God damn it.
YouTube page. Hit subscribe. Anybody that you think would like this goofy show that we put on, go tell them to check us out and then hit that subscribe button. Tons of stuff coming up on that YouTube channel, so make sure you're subscribed. You ring that bell so you know when new stuff is posted. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky. It's at Crafty Sports across all of those. We post sometimes. And then you can join the Facebook group. It's the only reason to have Facebook. It's the comment section from the life, the show between the show. A good time to be had in that group. So go check that out. Shout out Belly Up Sports, bellyupsports.com. Tons of great content there on the Belly Up Sports Media Network. Go sub, rate, and review for all of those pods. We will see you all next week. Cheers, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving. I'm thankful the Yankees didn't win the World Series.
I don't know much about your show or what's going on.